One of the most surprising things is about to happen in the world of Peppa Pig. The announcement that Peppa will have another brother or sister arriving in the next season.
Wow!
Did you know that the name and the whole story behind this new character have already started circulating on the internet? Let's take it slow and understand everything that's happening because there's a lot of information. First, Mommy Pig made an announcement to the fans of the show on a YouTube channel called Not Gonna Lie with Kylie Kelsey. This was the first big reveal because it means that Peppa's show takes place in our world and not in some other reality. This lady, Kylie, interviewed Mommy Pig, who shared the exciting and super emotional news with the fans. But that's not all, because another television show also shared the same announcement. Good Morning Britain on Channel 3 in England is a program that airs every morning in the piggies' home country, and they also interviewed Mommy Pig about the topic. Peppa's mom showed the fans a photo of her belly with the baby inside, and that means we have the first official image of the new character. So, it's more than real and official. Peppa and George's new sister is coming in the upcoming episodes of the season, which will premiere at the end of 2025. But you don't have to wait that long to know the latest updates. Grab your popcorn, because another Cinewave is starting. If you had to guess whether the new piglet is going to be a boy or a girl, what would you bet on? We believe it will be a little girl pig, and there are a few clues that prove this. When Peppa meets her cousin Alexander, she says she prefers babies to be girls. Of course, because in that case, she'd have another little pig like her as a sister. And since Peppa is the main character, it's very likely that the production team will make her wishes come true. But it's not just that. Peppa already knows what it's like to be the older sister of a boy, and we need to see what it will be like for her to take care of a girl. There's another clue in Mommy Pig's response during the interview for the TV show. She said Peppa suspected something was happening, and when the parents told the truth, Peppa kept asking if the baby liked dinosaurs like George. In other words, the protagonist doesn't want another brother, she wants a sister. We believe this information will be revealed at one of those parties where the baby's gender is revealed, with explosions of pink paint or colorful cake pieces. For sure, there will be a huge celebration with all the show's characters, but since it's such a special episode, the show's production will keep a lot of suspense until finally revealing that a new little female pig is on the way. There's still a long way to go until Peppa's new sister is born, because this episode is set to happen between September and October of this year. But we know that on March 31st, a special episode called Mommy Pig's Big Reveal will air, where she'll finally announce that she's pregnant. That means from now on, Mommy Pig will appear pregnant in every episode of the show, going through the pregnancy and feeling all the strange cravings that moms get when they're expecting a baby. Do you remember when Mrs. Rabbit was pregnant and had the strangest cravings in the world? She went to Peppa's house and asked Mommy Pig to prepare potato with jelly and cheese with strawberry jam. You can expect strange things like that to happen with Mommy Pig, and it's even weirder because this character is a pig, and everyone knows pigs eat almost anything. What do you think Mommy Pig will crave? It'll probably be something like the cake she made for Daddy on Father's Day, cereal cake with ketchup and cheese. Do you eat anything gross? Comment #food so we can plan a picnic together. And of course, we'll have an episode where the name of the new little pig will be chosen. In the interview for the TV show in England, Mommy Pig said that Daddy Pig thinks of different names every day, but Mommy said that their daughter will only get a name on the day of her birth. She explained that it was the same way with Peppa and George. The reason for this is very simple. The producers of the show don't want to reveal the baby's gender too soon, but we believe that Peppa and George's new sister might be named Peggy. The most important reason for this choice is that the show's producers are already aware of the big theory about Peppa's twin sister. We've talked about this here on the channel, but unfortunately, because this story involves an evil sister, the creators of the show want to make sure she doesn't exist. Peppa Pig is a children's show, and therefore horror stories involving the series aren't really expected by the audience. Since Peggy Pig will be the younger sister of the protagonist, her name needs to be something similar to Peppa's. An interesting fact is that Peggy is a diminutive of Margaret, a common name in England. Additionally, it is the name of Queen Elizabeth II's younger sister, and the producers may want to pay tribute to the princess. The second big reason is that Peppa is growing up, and maybe she won't be the protagonist of the show anymore. Hold on, we know this is shocking, but it's the truth. Peppa has been on television for over 20 years. The new fans of the show need to see the protagonist's younger sister be born and grow up, because finally, time will start passing on the show. Are you ready to see Peppa's 5th birthday? After several episodes about strange cravings, parties, trips, and even another visit from Aunt Dottie, who won't miss the arrival of her new niece, you can expect the best and most exciting Peppa Pig episode, the birth. On the Channel 3 television show in England, the host revealed to fans that Peggy Pig's birth will happen in the fall. That means between September and October of 2025, Peppa's new sister will arrive during these months. This episode will surely be like the finale of Bluey Season 3, which lasted over 40 minutes. You can expect a story that lasts at least 20 minutes. In Mrs. Cow's wedding to Mr. Bull, fans also watched a longer episode, so it's almost certain that the birth will be a story that lasts about a half an hour. This adventure will likely start with a heavy rain, the kind that turns the whole town into a lake. Daddy Pig's boat will be broken, and Mummy Pig will feel that Peggy is about to be born. Everyone will be scared because there's no way to get Mummy Pig to the hospital. Daddy Pig will say that he's gonna swim to the neighbor's house to ask for help, but this all turns into a very funny joke. While Daddy Pig swims away, a miracle happens. Mrs. Rabbit appears with her helicopter and takes Mummy Pig to the hospital, where Peggy Pig is safely born. But sadly, Daddy Pig won't see this moment happen because he won't see the helicopter taking his family to the hospital. On the way, he meets Grandpa Pig, who has been looking for him. Grandpa Pig says, "You need to come with me. Mummy Pig is already at the hospital." The confusion begins when Grandpa Pig's boat starts sinking and they both need to be rescued. That's when Grandpa Rabbit appears with some kind of flying machine and saves them. Grandpa Rabbit says, "Daddy Pig and Grandpa Pig, the whole town is waiting for you at the hospital. I'll take you both there." And when they finally reach the hospital, another confusing moment happens. Mr. Bull, who also works at the place where babies are born, says that the piglet has already been born and that Mrs. Rabbit took Mummy Pig back home. Let's be clear that all this confusion serves to build even more suspense. Grandpa Rabbit then takes Daddy Pig and Grandpa Pig back home. It's at this moment that we meet the cutest little pig of all time, Peggy Pig, the new character in the story. For sure, watching this episode will be a big adventure. After the birth episode, we'll watch another special story that takes place in the middle of the night. Peggy will be a very restless little pig at night, keeping the whole family awake. We know exactly what Daddy Pig will do to get his new daughter to sleep because he already mentioned it in the episode Noisy Night, when the pig family went to meet baby Alexander. While Peppa's cousin was making noise in the middle of the night, Daddy Pig explained that George was also a very mischievous little pig, and to solve this problem, he would put his son in the stroller and take him for a walk in the garden. We know that to make a piglet fall asleep, you need to go around 50 full laps. That's a lot. Peggy will definitely need that kind of walk to sleep peacefully. What about you? Have you ever had trouble falling asleep? You know what never lets you feel sleepy? Our videos! So be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. The arrival of a new baby to the pig family also means that Peppa and George are growing up. We know that the next season will need to feature 2 more special episodes. The first will show how Peppa helps her mom take care of baby Peggy, feeding her, helping with baths, and even reading bedtime stories. Meanwhile, George will also have his moments with his sister. Many fans tend to forget, but the little pig will no longer be the youngest in the family, and this raises a lot of questions. How will George react if he finds out that Peggy loves dinosaurs so much that she asks for his favorite toy? Or worse, what if Peggy is so afraid of dinosaurs that she wants to stay away from George forever? That would be terrible. That's why the 3 siblings will need to spend a lot of time together, playing and having fun. And we already have some ideas for how this might happen. In the TV interview, Mummy Pig mentioned that the number of children has increased. Additionally, with Peppa growing up, this means our favorite little pig will have to take on some responsibilities. We know babies can be challenging, but the good part is that Peppa already has plenty of experience helping Aunt Pig take care of Alexander. The arrival of Peggy Pig in the series means that time will begin to pass for real, and this has already been confirmed. What you don't know is that Peppa might have to change schools. On March 31st, all the characters will find out the news, and as we've already mentioned, Peggy won't actually appear until the end of the year. This also means that Peppa could leave Madame Gazelle's school and go study elsewhere. We know this because today's cartoons need to follow the children's growth. Bluey is already doing this with season 4, and the same will happen with Peppa's show. We still don't know if this is a hint that Peppa could turn into another series, but it's very possible. Of course, you'll follow everything right here. Don't worry, because all the updates will be coming to the channel. That's why we've prepared 2 more pieces of content for you to enjoy. See you in the next episode!